Last time on the Alpha Male Universe.
No.
Is that not why you're here for damage control?
No.
There's no other reason you'd agree to do this.
No. Steiny, you and I are old friends. If you think I'm here for damage control, I'm going to walk out here right now.
No, I know you're not here for that. I know.
I have no damage control to try and partake in. Firstly, because that's not how I operate. And I'm winning, and I'm on yachts and private jets and driving fast cars and going to LA, going to Vegas, going to Miami, living in Dubai, $50 million penthouse. There's a lot of not envy, but there's certainly some people who sit there who have watched my journey from the beginning. They're in the same shit apartment. They still have no money, and they're angry.
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Welcome to the Alpha Male Universe. Now let's get a Bubba Army in the chat because this AMU episode is coming in hot. Now, Clavicular managed to get his charges dropped by the state of Arizona, so he returned to the playground of all grifters, which is the city of Miami. And not only that, he decided to hit up probably the most hated alpha male on the planet, which is Andrew Tate, to do a duo stream together. Now, there was a crash out in this stream by guess who? Andrew Tate, and it was over a quote-unquote toothpick woman. His words, not mine. And it is truly wild to see guys who claim to be alpha truly lose their minds. So this video is gonna have it all, and let's get this show on the road.
Those girls were shit talking on the internet after you left. So
Silly sluts. We're being silly sluts.
I know, man.
That is revolutionary. I never would have assumed that silly little hoes would have done silly little hoe shit.
Well, I just called her. I was like, yeah.
What did they say? What did they do?
Well,
I don't know what I don't know who they are.
That's what I said.
You just pressed the fuck out of her.
What did you say?
I was like, so I bring you along on this collab, and Andrew's gracious enough to take photos with you.
I was nice to her. She was skinny as
I know,
fuck. I
that's
didn't even tell her she was skinny as fuck. Fucking toothpick. I didn't even wreck her.
She looked like
I didn't even want to blow her up on the internet and make it clear that she weighs too little.
She was about one skin shade away from doing blackface with that fake tan too. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. So I call her and I'm like, I bring you along, and you post shit talking on social media the moment that we leave. So it's just like, it's no manner.
Very disrespectful. That's why she has no tits, no ass, and no respect. So
and that's why no one's gonna collab with her again.
I tried to be gracious. I didn't let her win. I said let's shake on it.
I have no idea who's this toothpick woman that Andrew Tate and Clavicular are complaining about, and that this is really not an instance of being like, I'm going to be a knight and defend her, because truthfully I don't know who she is, and if she was trying to do a collaboration with these two lames, then I'm pretty sure she doesn't have any morals, so fuck that lady too. However, what is hilarious is that these guys are crashing out over her, and at first it's gonna be like, oh, this is not really that big of a meltdown. Okay, maybe they're upset about some lady that did them dirty, talk some shit online. Everyone talks shit, so it's not really that shocking of a thing to do. But no, this is the groundwork, this is the foundation for a legendary Andrew Tate crash out, because this shit is gonna get humiliating.
Gracious. I didn't let her win. I said let's shake on it. I tried to be a nice guy. At the end she goes, give me a photo. I said, no. You asked me for a photo. Run the stream back. Please, can I have a photo? Please. Then she goes to talk shit.
And that's the thing. That's how you never get invited back to a room like that again in your career. So
no ass, no tits, no respect. Send that viral. Tell her as often as you can. Let's run it, guys. Send me the address, and I'm gonna send it to them. All right, follow us, yeah.
All right, hell yeah, crazy.
Silly little hoes do silly little hoe shit, bro.
She said, I deleted it because I really don't care. I thought you alpha men could take a joke. It's like, you were just being a fucking, pretentious bitch.
Of course she was.
Yeah, it's not about taking a joke.
I'm going to send you an address, and you can send it to the drivers. Start driving, guys. I'm just waiting for the address. 1 second.
Okay. Absolutely.
When Clavicular's like, that's how you never get invited to some of our kickbacks. Like, okay, like, wow, what a loss. What a loss. I don't really want to hang out with Sneeko, Andrew Tate, and Clavicular, so whatever, okay? And then another thing that I wanted to point out is that why are these guys, like, talking, but they're also on their phones? Like, their souls are, like, stuck on their phones. It's just the weirdest, like, thing ever. I think it's, like, a streaming thing or something, but it's like, if you're gonna talk, then get off your fucking phone. It's just something that infuriates me. I don't know, maybe just a pet peeve of mine. Maybe I'm tripping, who knows, right? But, okay. We've established that there is this toothpick woman that has really bothered these guys. I want you to keep it in the back of your mind because it's going to come to fruition even more later on the stream. So let's check out the rest of it.
I'm going to apologize to everyone at home. I lied. There's one thing left that's fun.
Okay, I'm excited for this.
Mogging.
Mogging, yes.
Mogging is fun.
Mogging is fun.
You know, like I'm not a looks maxer. What I am is a money maxer. So what I do is I financially mog.
Financially mog is the biggest cope I have ever seen in my life. I swear to God that Andrew Tate, he just keeps getting worse and worse. He has become a literal lolcow featured here in the alpha male universe. And financially mogging is just cope for him not having a chin. Now, a lot of people will comment on a Princess Azule video, an Andrew Tate video, and it'll usually go along these lines saying, for someone who projects extreme masculinity and alphaness, how can he do so when he is a chinless bitch? And I think it's 100% true. If you look at a guy and he is acting macho as hell and he has no chin, instinctively, we're going to be like, man, I don't want to listen to you. Now, I could maybe spend an hour talking about why that's the case, but basically, no chin equals bitch. That's all you need to know. If you walk away from one of my videos, just remember that, all right? So let's continue on.
What I do is I financially mog. I go to the club, I pull up in a Pagani, everyone films it, everyone's girlfriend looks at me, I walk in because I'm so rich, or the Bugatti, or the Koenigsegg, whatever. I'm a financial mogger.
I can't even spell that.
Well, what I've been thinking about is all the different kinds of mogging. Because you've got looks maxing mogging and then frame mogging.
Yeah,
obviously,
mogging.
I mean, soon I'm going to have to get on a private jet and fly to Arizona and deal with the ASU frat leader.
Yeah.
Because we can't have this.
We can't have this shit.
So I'm going to have to go do something about this. So
I know.
But financial mogging is something that, you know, not many people can beat me at.
Yeah, that is true.
So what I'm thinking is we need to get you in on the financial mogging.
I'm trying, yeah, I'm trying. So what do we got to do?
I've got an idea.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for this address. Here we go. 1 second. Here's the address.
Whenever someone tries to make a claim that he is such a great person because he has a bunch of money and he drives a Pagani and walks around with some BBL stink lady, some bubbly lady, that person is always the most insecure and weakest person in the room. You see, Andrew Tate is someone who knows that he lacks pretty much everything, so the only thing he falls back on is his money. Now, there's a massive issue when it comes to that because we are human beings. We are not what we own. You know, everyone is going to pass eventually, all right? And you can't take that shit to heaven. So people are going to remember you by your deeds. They're not going to remember you by your wealth. There have been people that are way more wealthier than Andrew Tate. Crazy wealth. People who've owned entire countries and so on, empires. But can you remember their name? How many people can actually remember the name of the wealthiest person that ever lived? I think he used to live in the Sahara Desert. I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. And that guy was way more wealthier, had way more power than Andrew Tate. It's basically just coke, okay? We are not what we own. We are human beings. But with Andrew Tate, he thinks that he is what he owns. He literally thinks he is a Pagani. So I don't even know. You know what? Actually, I do know. That shit's crazy. All right, so let's continue on.
You're with a bunch of women and all their boyfriends, and at the end, you just like pay the bill and walk off, and you're the boss. You know, you have all this. People say to me all the time, "Oh, I hate Tate." Da-da. Everyone calls me racist. They call me homophobic. They say I'm a piece of shit. They call me all these things, but no one can call me poor. No one can call me poor.
That's way worse.
Ever. Which is way worse.
Way
you know?
worse. Yep.
And they sit and they say, oh, he's a horrible man and he's an abuser, but I have all these women who are in love with me and obsessed with me because I just never go broke. So it's just like everything's fine. So I've decided to upgrade your power level to help you ascend and hold up your place as #1 mega Chad. We need to make sure that you get loads of money. Imagine the ASU frat leader tried to frame mog you, but you were driving a Bugatti. You get out, he tries to frame mog you, and you get in your Bugatti and say, weights are for poor people, and drive off.
Okay.
Did you see what I mean?
That is a good point.
So we have to fix this.
Because I have such a cope reason. I'm like, I don't have time, but that actually sounds cool.
Of course it sounds cool,
Yeah,
right?
That does sound
So here's how we're going to fix this problem.
Weights are for poor people. That's a first for sure in the alpha male universe. I have never heard that one before. This type of behavior of, oh, I drive a Bugatti, who are you, is very similar to another character by the name of Ace Rogers, who got arrested for showing his micro after he crashed out when he couldn't park his Lamborghini yacht. Andrew Tate and Ace Rogers should probably clap each other's cheeks because they probably are made for each other, because these guys think the same. And then Andrew wants to say stuff like, well, it's better to be racist than to be poor. Like, what are you talking about? That is the most delusional take I have ever heard. And then Clavicular, because he has no spine, he'll never stand up against Andrew Tate because he wants to use him for his clout and his fame. He goes, you know what? That's actually true. It's better to be racist than to be poor. Wow. Okay. All right. So it's just getting crazier for this stream, and let's continue on.
They're going to be mad at us. New York Times is going to be crying their eyes out when you're a fucking trillionaire based off of mogging. You're not only just going to mog people, you're going to mog them financially via your brand called Mogged. That is the mog. That is the pyramid of mogging. That's the full fucking circle, all of it. That's the full circle. And you know what? That skinny little toothpick bitch, I guarantee you, if you offer her $100 to walk in our t-shirt, she'd do it. Because she's probably fucking poor. So we'll hire, of course, we'll hire her and make her walk on our runway.
Oh, yeah.
Toothpick, mogged by Clav.
We'll make
Fuck that hoe.
We'll write stupid bitch on her forehead, give her $100 and say, there you go, honey. And she'll do the runway walk and it'll be the best day of her life. Okay, so I'm telling you, this could be good.
Whoever this toothpick person is, she triggered the living shit out of these guys. I haven't really seen a crash out like that from Andrew Tate in a while. That entire rant was basically against the toothpick. He is so mad. He is literally only falling back on his money, and now they want to do this whole thing where they make merch and someone will be wearing a Mog shirt or whatever. They're trying to like build Clavicular up as a brand. I personally think that Andrew Tate is playing a game in all of this. I think he wants to maybe like butter up his cheeks. He wants to butter up Clavicular so that he can use him to build up his brand and extend his reach, because Andrew Tate is basically viewed as an unk now by a lot of people. So now everyone is kind of like not grifting, but drifting towards Clavicular in an attempt to try to get some type of popularity. And I think that Andrew Tate is trying to position himself to increase his own reputation or whatever. I don't think any of this is by chance. I think that's definitely what's happening, but he was for sure pissed off by this whole like toothpick person. Jeez, man, like, God, get a grip of yourself.
Doing this just to troll the world. Please, the only thing left that's fun is mogging. I can't wait for the New York Times. I can't wait for the New York Times to interview you about your brand. And they say, Andrew Tate, you know, Andrew Tate's money comes from bad places. He's a mafia boss. He's a human trafficker. And you say, don't care. And we just mog them, mog the reporter, mog the fucking cops, mog the lawyers, mog everyone. Mog New York Fashion Week. This time next year, the biggest fucking runway show is going to be ours.
Absolutely. And I mean, well, you don't get a lot of money legitimately, so I'm not really too worried about that.
You got to win.
Rule. That's the rule.
It is what it is, Your Honor.
Okay. So is Tristan going to be joining us?
I want him to construct the business plan.
Well, yeah, we don't want some dog shit.
No.
So long story short, then Andrew Tate calls his brother, his meat riding brother, to go recruit designers so they can make a Mog brand. And then they continue talking about this toothpick person. Only reason why I'm not showing you is because the audio gets so bad that you can't really understand what's going on. But I wanted to point out something that is more important, and that it's definitely that the pressure of the world and the criticisms are really starting to get to Andrew Tate, because every single podcast interview that we cover here on the channel, he is always crashing out about what people say about him. I think he's extremely bothered by the fact that no one takes him seriously. Even Clavicular throws a jab at him by saying, you don't even make your money from a legitimate source, so you're basically a clown, a joke, or whatever. And I just think he is. I think he's really just falling. He's crumbling due to all of this pressure, and he just can't keep it up. We all know that he is a pretend lame, and at the end of the day, he's just gonna get worse and worse. So let's round it out with this final clip, and we'll go from there.
We're doing much better than t-shirts. We're doing everything. High heels, dresses, fucking bags. We're gonna do everything. We're gonna launch designer bags to compete with Birkin. We're gonna do $20,000 bags. You think I give a fuck if anyone buys that? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. And the fact that I don't care is why people are gonna buy it.
Okay.
They're gonna buy it because they're gonna go, this is fucking cool. He doesn't even want me to buy it. But it's so fucking cool I have to buy it. I'm not gonna sit there and go, hey, please buy my stuff. Hey, please buy my stuff. I'm gonna fuck you. Don't buy it. Then fuck off.
No weird looking trannies on the runway, right?
We're not gonna have anyone dressing up like a girl like Sneeko, bro. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna have any of that fucking weird shit. No cucks.
I don't think that happens.
No cucks. You didn't see him dress up like a girl?
No.
Oh,
We
wow.
don't. No.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
It's out there. So,
No.
We're not gonna have any fucking weirdos. We're not gonna have any
think
fucking
that's
trannies. We're not gonna have any cucks. We're not gonna have any of that weird shit. We're gonna have fucking chicks and dudes. And we're gonna mog. Chicks and dudes.
Yeah.
Mogging.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do. And it's all gonna end with piles of money and me having more children with more beautiful women in Milan on my boat.
I'm genuinely trying to recall if I've ever seen a bigger crash out from Andrew Tate, but I nothing really comes to mind other than this. I think he was legitimately bothered by whatever the toothpick person said to him. It set him off. Now he's talking about how he wants to make a massive luxury designer brand that is going to rival Birkett bags, and he doesn't care if anyone buys them. I think that he is just really constantly projecting this entire video. Even Clavicular, who I don't even like, is cringing at a lot of the stuff that he is saying. He's not really taking him seriously. Oh my god. I mean, one word to summarize that entire interaction is cringe. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button so the AMU grows. And if you're a new or returning viewer, then hit that subscribe button and join the community. I'll see you in the Bubba Discord, guys. Until the next episode. Later.